While they've only been dating less than 6 months, Travis Kelce's spending on Taylor Swift proves that the NFL player is doing everything he can to win over the pop star. Apparently, the Kansas City Chiefs tight end has already spent millions, yes, millions, on real estate, travel, gifts, and more for the Midnight Singer. So what number are we looking at? Exactly? Well, according to a new report by the New York Post, the three-time Super Bowl champion has spent an estimated $8,232,229 since he started dating Taylor in July 2023. With an estimated net worth of $50 million and an annual salary of $14 million per celebrity net worth, this level of spending accounts for over half of his yearly salary. If you're wondering how the NFL star racked up such a steep bill this early in his relationship, you're not alone. According to the Post's breakdown, a decent chunk of this spending can be attributed to the football star's frequent travel expenses. Since the start of their relationship, Travis and Taylor have been traveling far distances to spend time together. In some cases, it looked like Taylor taking a private jet from across the globe to make it to his playoff games. And in others, it has involved Travis jet-setting from his base of Kansas City to places like Argentina, Australia, and Singapore to visit Taylor during her International Eras Tour stops. Needless to say, these private chartered flights are not cheap. An aviation specialist estimated to the Post that these trips could cost upwards of $300,000 each, putting his travel expenses at around $1 million by now. The outlet also claims that Travis has been showering Taylor with lavish gifts, having spent over $22,000 on presents for the anti-hero singer since they started dating. Just on Valentine's Day alone, he reportedly spent $16,000 on an Hermes scarf, a Bottega Veneta purse, a 24-karat gold rose sculpture, eternity roses, matching gold diamond-encrusted bracelets, and more. Travis Kelce always comes to play, not just on the field, but in his everyday romance with Taylor Swift, sparing no expense, lifestyle expert Valerie Greenberg told the Post. He isn't afraid to open his heart and his wallet. Besides splurging on gifts, Travis is big on sharing experiences with the pop star. He reportedly spent $1 million on the singer's Super Bowl 58 suite, which she shared with her parents, friends, and Travis family members. During an episode of his New Heights podcast hosted with his brother Jason Kelce, Travis even joked about his Super Bowl expenses. "I'm not really doing much different other than just counting how much money I'm spending on this damn Super Bowl for family and friends to come," he said at the time, adding, "Just making sure I'm on top of those finances and losing all this money." His biggest purchase to date, however, is something much more permanent than floral arrangements or a night at the Super Bowl. In October 2023, the football player purchased a new mansion in Kansas City, Missouri. Priced at roughly $6 million, the NFL star purchased the home namely over security and privacy concerns once his relationship with Taylor went public. Fans of the pop star discovered where he lived previously, so he needed to move ASAP. His brother, Jason Kelce, seemingly confirmed as much during an episode of Shaq's podcast, The Big Podcast with Shaq, where he appeared as a guest on February 12, 2024. He had to completely move out of his house. People were just staying by his house, the retired Philadelphia Eagles center said of his younger brother. "I mean, for safety reasons, he had to move. And the first day he moved into the new house. In a gated community, somebody knocks on the back window of the house. While buying a new house isn't on everyone's list of major purchases when they first start dating someone, it makes sense when your girlfriend is the world's biggest pop star." For now, that about sums up Travis Kelce's spending on Taylor Swift, but we're sure there's plenty more to come. The love for Taylor Swift and Alicia Keys' family runs deep and spans at least 2 generations, according to a throwback video that Empire State of Mind singer shared during a recent appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Keys, 43, mentioned Swift while discussing her family with late-night host Jimmy Fallon on Friday, March 22. The Grammy Award-winning artist appeared on the show to promote her new Broadway musical Hell's Kitchen. But she appeared excited to first provide a couple of updates on the 2 sons she shares with her husband, Swizz Beatz. While her 13-year-old son Egypt is loving basketball and piano and writing. The No One singer said her youngest, 9-year-old Genesis, has been really busy making friends, including pop star Taylor Swift. Keys recalled that Genesis' interest in befriending the anti-hero songstress dated back to an awards show years ago. Fallon, who mentioned Genesis had only been 3, briefly interrupted her to play a video clip from that awards show. The clip showed a young Genesis sitting on his father's lap as he waved at Swift, who waved back from her spot 2 seats away. Keys told Fallon that she was on stage receiving an award when that adorable exchange between her son and Swift happened. "I was pouring my heart out about all my thank yous. And he's like..." She broke off to mimic a small wave. "She was super cute," Keys said of Swift's response. The Fallon singer then told Fallon that Genesis and Swift met again recently when she took him to one of Swift's Eras Tour concerts. She shared photos and videos from the concert on Instagram showing the Cruel Summer singer and Genesis reuniting backstage. They met up again recently, and he was like, "Is she gonna remember me?" And it was a whole thing. Keys said. He was like, "Right? 'Cause she knew me since I was 3, right mom?" But Swift isn't the only star Genesis has sought to forge a connection with. According to his mom, he has also attempted to befriend Billie Eilish, who sweetly responded to a voicemail he left her. "Big love to Billie and Taylor," Keys said. Brazilian climatologist Nubia Barry-Armand for years had been sounding the alarm about Rio de Janeiro's need for an extreme heat plan including water distribution. Interest was tepid until a disastrous Taylor Swift concert, and now her phone won't stop ringing. A stifling heat wave blanketed southeast Brazil the day of Swift's concert last November, just before the start of summer in the southern hemisphere. Tens of thousands of Swifties lined up for hours under a sweltering sun, some huddling beneath umbrellas. Once inside, a group of parched fans managed to get Swift's attention. She paused her performance to ask staff to provide them with water. Not everyone was so lucky. Ana Clara Benavides, 23, suffered heat exposure that caused cardiorespiratory arrest during the concert, and she died. Her death sparked outrage. Many accused organizers of failing to deliver sufficient water for concertgoers. Brazil's justice minister said the death was unacceptable, and his ministry issued a regulation obliging organizers of big events during heat waves to guarantee water for attendees. Others were galvanized to enshrine water access into law, a sign Brazilian authorities have begun considering it a public health issue in an ever hotter world. Rio is in the vanguard. Of the almost 100 bills now working their way through municipal, state and federal legislatures, about a third are in Rio State, including the capital, according to an analysis by the consulting firm Governmental Radar, which dubbed it the Taylor Swift effect. Many of the bills are named after Benavides. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, Benavides' death was a turning point in the issue of water distribution for Rio's public administration, said Barry-Armand, coordinator of the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro's Geoclima Laboratory and researcher at Indiana University Bloomington. Brazil's summer has been particularly oppressive. 9 heat waves swept across the country in 2023, and 3 since January, according to the government's Meteorology Institute. The heat index, what the temperature feels like to the human body when humidity is combined with air temperature, hit a record 59.3 degrees Celsius 138 Fahrenheit the day of Swift's concert. That record has been broken 4 times since, most recently during the March 11, 18 heat wave, when the heat index reached 62.3 degrees Celsius 144 Fahrenheit on Sunday. In Rio, people sought relief at beaches such as Copacabana and Ipanema. Thousands of colorful parasols fluttered in the sea breeze, and people dipped into the waves. But some, like 43-year-old Eduardo Alves de Castro, found it hard to relax. It's worrisome because we wonder how far these high temperatures are heading. The concern is that there's no end to it. We are in a very privileged place. Here in front of the beach, you cool off, but there are people in a much less favorable situation, and who are much more affected, Castro said. During heat waves, those unable to afford power bills from round-the-clock air conditioning often cool down with multiple showers a day, which deplete a shared tank or run up water bills. Many people in favela's urban, working-class neighborhoods didn't pay for water until 3 private companies assumed concessions in 2021 and began installing water meters. The largest of them, Waters of Rio, said in an email it has provided water to an additional 300,000 people since taking over. Dayan Nunez, who lives in Rio's Rocinha favela, regularly treks uphill to a natural water source in the forest. She and fellow residents fill bottles in a small flow of water there. The water that comes from our pipes is impossible to drink because it contains a lot of chlorine. Apart from buying water, this is our only chance of getting natural water, said Nunez, 33.